So I got very lucky and got the new exotic bow, the Hierarchy of Needs, on my very first dungeon run. It drops from the final encounter as a random drop, so I did get very lucky. It's probably one of the most beautiful bows I've ever seen designed in any game. It literally looks like a fighter jet with a string. I'm going to be showing you my initial gameplay inside the Crucible with it and what my thoughts are for this weapon outside of the Crucible in PvE as well. The weapon has a very unique, interesting, exotic perk that's never been seen before. Remember, if you find any of this content interesting, to like the video as that helps me out a ton. Let's get into it. So the Hierarchy of Needs has a draw time of 756 milliseconds, which is slightly higher than most precision frames, which sits at 684 milliseconds. Think something like Under Your Skin or Accrued Redemption. It's actually got the same draw time as Trinity Ghoul. Its exotic perk is a little bit more complex to understand than most. Whenever you hit a precision shot or a final blow, it gives you energy, which you can see on the left hand side of the screen, called guidance energy. In the Crucible, each Guardian precision hit and or a kill gives 2 energy. In PvE, this is going to be halved to 1 energy. So if you get a precision hit and a final blow on the same shot, they stack in terms of getting energy. So that's 4 energy inside the Crucible, or 2 outside. Once you get 6 energy, you can hip fire draw your bow fully and then fire a guidance ring onto the ground. With the bow's second trait, Apollonic Tangent, arrows fired through this guidance ring release extra seeking projectiles, of which you can see 2 on the screen, which do more damage based on the distance travelled. You'll see in my clips in PvP, whenever I fire through this guidance ring, these extra seekers do anywhere between 14 damage per seeker to roughly 17 based on the distance travelled. In PvE, these seekers actually double in damage when you fire from far away. Here you can see on Call, when I'm firing from up close, these seekers hit roughly 5,500 damage, and then when I fire from far away, these can increase to the higher end of 10,000. So nearly 100% increase. The bow on a precision shot hits for 153 and then the body shot hits for 96. Say if you get a headshot through your Guardian ring, that's going to hit for 153 and then 17 each with the Seekers for a maximum of 187. That's only enough to one hit KO only at 1 resilience. That's pretty pathetic for the amount of investment required to get that going. You basically need 3 headshots or 2 headshots including a final blow in the Crucible to activate this. Then not only that, but you then require to position the Guardian Ring perfectly for a lane and fire through that Guardian Ring, which often gets halved like a rainbow for some reason when you shoot it on the ground, and it makes the angle really forced. And then on top of it, it doesn't one hit KO. That's far too many things to align in the Crucible to make this weapon viable at all in my eyes. You've got too many things to worry about, especially as a bow user, to make this viable in my eyes. But I'm sure some crackheads out there will make this work, and with some damage stacking produce some insane clips. With something like an Empowering Rift or Charge with Light and High Energy Fire and the Guidance Ring, you can hit for more than 1 hit KO. But again, in my eyes, that's way too many things to line up to make it work. In PvE, however, say for boss damage, this bow will be very interesting indeed. The Guardian Rings will increase DPS and you'll charge multiple Guardian Rings as you DPS the boss with precision hits. It's going to be interesting to see if you can stack multiple rings in front of each other and then the projectile damage stacks even further. Like, imagine a line of 6 Guardians with 6 Guardian Rings overlapping each other for a boss DPS phase. I'm sure in a day or two someone will release a video of 6 of these against a boss to see what it's really like, and I'm pretty interested myself to see what that ends up being like. But in terms of the bow itself, it does have some great stats across the board. I'm not a bow user in PvP by any stretch of the imagination, but it has probably one of the highest accuracy, aim assist, and stability values I've seen on any bow. So I did find hitting headshots with it easier than most of my other bows. But the real question is, would I use this exotic bow over something like Le Monarch, or even an Under Your Skin with something like Opening Shot and Hipfire Grip? Probably not, and that's a damn shame because this is one of the coolest looking bows I've ever seen. So overall, I can see this thing being a very fun bow to use in PvE for some shenanigans, similar to Rat King perhaps, where the more people that use it, the better it becomes. But for PvP, this bow is a hard no from me. There's too much investment required to activate the Guardian Ring, and even then, it doesn't one-hit KO Guardians 99% of the time, unless you do further damage stacking. Let me know how you're finding the new loot from the dungeon, and if you think of any clever builds to pair with this bow, comment down below. If you enjoyed my quick review, then drop a like as that helps the video out a ton, and subscribe to the channel for more Destiny content, PvE and PvP related. I'm Mr. Ronnet, and that's it for today. Peace out, guys.